For the last 4 or 5 weeks or so, the topic has been mental math, and I think this might possibly be the last week where we talk about this subject. But I'm so excited about it because I believe it gives our students an opportunity to distinguish themselves and learn things that I know I didn't learn as a child, things that other students don't know, how to do math mentally. And we're encouraging our students to learn these techniques and not necessarily replace the things that they've learned in the past, but serve have these techniques serve as a supplement. Have them be able to confirm the things that they've already learned and be able to do these problems mentally. All right, so we're not replacing anything. We're not unlearning anything. We're learning this in addition to what you've learned in the past. All right, so let's just jump right into it. I think because we've got a little bit more time, what we'll do is both multiplication and addition. Let's just jump right into it. All right, so the first problem that we have, and we're just using a calculator just to confirm the work that we do. We're going to confirm the work that we do with the calculator. Let's just try something easier. Let's say we have 26 times 54. Let's try to multiply 26 times 54. All right. If there's anyone out there who you've been watching the show for the last couple weeks and you're able to tell me what this is without a calculator, call in. Call in the show. All right, so let me just think about it for a second. Okay, so I think this is 1,404, I believe. Let's see if that's the answer. Let's see if that's the answer. Just give me another second here. That's my answer, but I'm just in my mind, I'm just making sure that's right. Yeah, I think that's right. Let's check it though. Let's check it. So we got 25, or excuse me, 26 times 50. 26 times 54. Yep, that's right. 1,404. All right, so I believe that if we teach our children these techniques, it took me some time to do it. It took me some time to do it because I'm a grown man and I'm just learning these techniques. But I believe that if we teach these to our children at an age where they're young enough, they'll be able to do 10 times more than what I can do. So what we want to do is introduce these techniques to our children at a younger age. Let's look at another problem. And in a minute, I'll show you exactly how we got. Let's look at another problem to see if I can do it a little bit faster, work a little bit faster. Let's say we have 48. We want to multiply 48 times 36. Let's try that. Let's try that. 1,728. Let's give it a try. 48 times 36. 1,728. We got it right again. Amen. All right. So let's take our time again. In the past, what we've done. In the past, what we've done is we've really taken our time to show everyone what's going on in my mind to do these problems. And I think we're going to slow things down now. Since we've got a little extra time, I'm going to slow things down one last time and share with you the things that are going on in my head so that I'm able to do these problems without a calculator. Okay? All right. So let's show you those things. And by the way, I've for the shows that we've done, I've put these shows on my YouTube channel, which is called Dominate Math. Go to YouTube. My channel is called Dominate Math, and some of the shows we slow things down. And then on the Facebook page Students Dominate Math on Facebook, I've posted more videos where we slow things down, and hopefully what you can do is understand these techniques that we're going to go through right now. All right, here we go. What was going on in my head so that we could do these problems without a calculator? Okay, so the things that I'd like you to be able to do, I'm going to cover these up for right now because I don't want you to focus on these problems right now. I'm going to make up some numbers so that I can show you what was going on in my head. All right, so I'm just getting rid of that for right now. So let's say you have three numbers that I'm going to make up. 22, 13, 15. I just made these numbers up. Well, the thing I'd like you to do is I'd like you to add these two numbers together, add these two numbers together. So in other words, what you're doing is you're adding this 1 to this 2, you're adding this 1 to this 3, you're bringing the 2 down, you're bringing the 5 down, and I would like for all of that to be done in your head. So you get 2 plus 1 is 3, you drop this 2 down, you get 3, 3 plus 1 is 4, add those two together, you drop the 5 down, you get 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can do it with practice. You can do it with practice. All right, the most challenging that this is going to get, well, let's just do another three additional numbers. Let's say you have 15, 42, 38. Again, you bring the 1 down, you bring the 8 down, you're adding these two numbers, and then you're adding these two numbers. All right, so what you end up with is 1. What I do, I'm telling you the exact way that I think about these problems. So I add the 4 to the 5, I get 1, 9, 2. That's what I do in my head. I go 1, 9, 2, but I know that that 2 is always going to change because it's being added to that. So in my head, I do 1, 9, 2, but I say, oh, that 2 is going to change based on the 38. So I go 1, 9, 5, 8. 1, 9, 5, 8. And that's the kind of thinking that you have to be prepared to do this mental math that I'm introducing tonight. All right, so the most challenging that this is going to get is if you have something like this. And it turns out the two problems that I did earlier in the show required this a little bit of a challenge. All right, so let's say you have something like 25, 54, and 27. All right, so notice how if you add these two, you get a 2-digit number. Well, that presents a little bit of a different, we're going to have to do something a little bit different. When you add these two numbers and you get a 2-digit number, technically what you're going to have to do is, instead of adding the 5 to the 5, what you're going to have to do is view adding this 5 not to the 5, but to this whole number 25. You're adding this 5 to the whole number 25. And technically, if you think about it, that's what we've been doing all along. Adding this one to not, I told you to add it to the 2, but technically all this time you've been adding the 1 to the 22 to get 23. All right? Technically, I told you to add the 4 to the 5 to get 9, but you're adding the 4 really to the 15 to get 19. All right? So you're going to have to view it that way now, not adding the 5 to the 5, but adding the 5 to the 25. So now you get 30, you get 304, but that 4 is going to change. 304, the 4 is going to change based on this 2, so you get 3067. So this is the thinking that's necessary to do this mental math. This is the thinking that's going on in my head. This is the thinking that we'd like you to perfect. This is the thinking that we'd like you to practice. And the more we can get our children to practice this thinking, the easier this mental math will be. All right. So let's show you what we did to go through the multiplying of these 2 problems. All right. So what I did in my head was I got the middle. I always get the middle number first. I multiply diagonally. 6 times 5 is 30. 2 times 4 is 8. So the middle number is 38. But I put that 38 in my head. I didn't write it down. I had it stored in my brain. And you can do the same thing if you train your mind to do that. First number is 10. I had 10 in my head, so I had 10, 38. And then the last number is 24. All right. So the first number again was 10. The middle number, which is the number I tend to get first, comes from this product, 30, added to this product, 8. So 10, 38, 24. I had the numbers 10, 38, 24 stored in my head. And as I had those numbers stored in my head, 10, 38, 24, 10, 38, 24, I just kept saying that in my head. You didn't hear me because I didn't say it out loud. But 10, 38, 24. And what I did with those numbers, 10, 38, 24, I did this process down here in my head. So 10, 38, 24, you add the 0 to the 3, you get 138. 138, but that 8's going to change based on the 2. The 8's going to change based on the 2. 138. So the 38 is going to change because this 2, you're going to get 1404. Again, you're adding these 2, you're adding those 2. So you get 138. You get 138, but that 8's going to change based on this 2. So the 38's going to change. You get 1404, and that's how we got that answer. That's how we got that answer. But again, it's all in the head. It's all in the head. All right. Let's look at this problem here. Let's look at this problem here. Let's get that middle number again. 24 plus 24. The middle number is 48. The middle number is 48. The first number is 12. And then the last number is 48. Okay, so we get 12, 48, 48. 12, 48, 48. That was in my head. 12, 48, 48. 12, 48, 48. Well, what do? You say the 4 plus the 2, or 4 plus the 12, depending on how you want to look at it, you get 168. 168. But that 8's going to change. 168, that 6/8's going to change based on this 4. So you get 1, you add those 2, 6, 8. The 8 changes based on this 4, and you get a 2-digit number again. So you're going to have to add the 4 to the 68, and you get 1728. 1728. And again, it is all in the head.